Okay, this is Coach Jones, and this is your video for tonight. We're doing 14.4 data distribution, so be sure you have your notes out and pay attention and copy down stuff.
Okay, the first slide is vocabulary, so make sure that you write down each word and the definitions. Pause it if you need to. I'm not going to read over them, so you go ahead and just read it and write it down on your own, and pause it however long you need to write down the definitions. That's the top, and then here is the bottom of the definitions. So pause the video again whenever you need to, and make sure that you write them down. We're going to go over examples in class and on the next page, so you will have time to write some examples down and to figure out what each one of these words mean. But for now, this is just the vocabulary. Okay, so the next slide is some examples of those different things, and so I'm going to highlight the key words here that I want you to look at. Okay, so first of all, this is finding the mean, median, mode, and range, and so of this set right here. So we're talking about 3, 8, 4, 6, 5, and 4. This set of data right here, and here's basically directions for these 4 things, for the mean, median, mode, and range. And this is how you find them, and you can find in blue over here on the right all kind of the words for how to do it. I believe you guys have done this in middle school, so we'll go over it more in class, but I think you probably are familiar with how to do this already. Okay, so the bottom example down here at the bottom, this is talking about some of the other vocabulary terms. Okay, so for example, pretend that this is your entire set of data from the number 1 to the number 9 over here on the right. And the first thing let's talk about is the range. The range is up here at the top, and we just subtract the greatest number 9 minus the lowest number 1, and so the range is going to be 8. And then the next thing you want to find would be the median. Okay, the median is always the middle number. The middle number in this case is 5. Okay, so you eliminate the numbers on the right and the left until you come into the middle number. All right, and so the next thing that let's talk about would be finding the first and third quartiles. Okay, so the first and third quartiles are the middle of the lower half and the middle of the upper half. Okay, the middle of the lower half here is the number 3. The middle of the upper half is the number 7. Okay, again, they both have 3 numbers on the side of them, 6, 6, and 7, and then 8, 8, and 9. So that means 7 is the middle of the upper half. Okay, and 3 is the middle of the lower half. And then the inner quartile range, that is just, you just subtract the upper quartile 7 minus the lower quartile 3 to get the inner quartile range of 4. Okay, so that's what you need to know. That's basically a short example of those vocabulary terms. The next page, let's talk about making a box and whisker plot out of those terms. Okay, so you have the number of runs scored by a softball team in 20 games that are given, and so let's use this data to make a box and whisker plot. Okay, so the very first thing you're going to do to make a box and whisker plot is to order the data from least to greatest, and that's what we've done here. We have 2 all the way up to 14 runs that they've scored. And then the next thing you're going to do is find the 5 key values. Okay, the 5 key values and important values here are the minimum number, the lowest number, and the highest number. Find that first. That's easy. And then find we call it, you can call it Q2 or you can call it the median. That's 7.5. Okay, that's the middle number. All right. In this case, it's an even set of data, so we take the average between 7 and 8, and we get 7.5. Okay. So that's our third important number, and then the lower quartile and the upper quartiles again are 10 and 4. We're finding the average between 4 and 4, which is obviously 4, and 10 and 10, which is 10. So those are our 5 most important data points. Okay, we use those 5 points to make a box and whisker plot. All right, so this is an example or what the box and whisker plot will look like. And first and foremost, we draw a number line and plot a point above each of the 5 needed values. Our number line has to go from 0, it has to fit all the numbers, so it goes from 0 to 14 because our lowest value is 2, so we might as well start at 0. Highest value is 14. There's no need to really go higher than 14. And we go up by 2s or up by 1s on the number line, and then we plot dots and or a box on the 5 values that are listed up here. Okay, so we plot dots are the last values at 2 and at 14, and then we put boxes. Okay, we put a box, or we put numbers on 4, 7.5, and 10, and then we connect those, the first quartile and the third quartile, through the median with a box. Okay, so that's a good example of a box and whisker plot, and that's what we'll go over more in class tomorrow. Okay, so make sure you bring your notes. I'm going to check them in class for you tomorrow.